Welcome back to another episode of the Benchwarmers. It's good to be back after a week off last week. I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Brad Bain. Bainey, can't wait to get stuck into another show.
It's good, Chook. It's good to be back. And 2 weeks off, so we didn't have much of our local footy, but plenty's been happening, and footy came back with a bang. So country championships last week, Barossa back this week, and lots of close games. I can't wait to digest it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show. As you mentioned, did have country champs last week, and Central Zone, which had a lot of representation from the Barossa, went all the way to the grand final again. I should have got the stat. I reckon they might have played in the last 3 grannies, I reckon, and have lost the last 2. Central Zone. So they're a very talented bunch. 3 made the country state team as well. I think Flynn Pisani, Paddy White, and Sam Calhoun. So very, very good representation from the Barossa there. But a great week it was. Headed out to Newry, had a look. There's people everywhere, and the Central girls won as well. So which is a lot of. It's pretty well all Barossa. So fantastic to see. We've got to thank our sponsors as well, the Exchange Hotel, and everyone that helps this show go to air each and every week. We are here at the Exchange again. We've swapped out, Brad. We've swapped out the usual local froth, and we've gone with the Chocky milk in honour of our good friends Marmalade, who have left the state this week.
That's right, Chook. Checkers and Shrey, they've flown the coop. They've gone to Melbourne to bigger and better things, greener pastures. But their legacy lives on strong in here and on the hill at Adelaide Oval. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to catching up with them in a couple of weeks again as well. They're doing great things, and they're going to do great things in Melbourne. We've got a big show ahead though, Brad, so we're going to have a quick break. Thank our sponsors, I should say, and come back with a feel-good fill-up.
And thanks to Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, we are back with another massive instalment of the feel-good fill-up. We love that word here, Chook. Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, if you're looking to refinance, get down there and they will sort you out, won't they, Chook?
They do. They do a great job, and fantastic team. So make sure you contact them at Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide.
That's right, Chookie. Well done. Now, Chook, couple big ones here. We're going to start with our man, Daniel Menzel. He is worth a mention, that's for sure. Everything he's been through and his career. And he retired from SANFL football from Woodville last week. What do you know about him, Chook?
Yeah, well, we know a bit about him. we do, and it's probably stiff that it just gets a mention with the double.
Been a big 2 weeks.
The double week of the feel-good fill-up. If you can fall into that time, it makes it hard. But yeah, he retired from SANFL footy on the weekend. 32 years old now, and obviously well documented early in his career, 4 ACL reconstructions. He's had multiple other surgeries as well in that time, and his ability to get back out. I think he's the first player to come back and play AFL footy after 4 ACLs, and to get back and play and perform, and then in 2020 come off a list and get back to the SANFL and end up at Woodville West Torrens and winning a premiership with his brother and winning a Ken Farmer last year and playing state footy and making team of the year. It's a stellar career because see a lot of people that could do 1 ACL, 2 ACL Brads, and they never play again. So it's a massive achievement for what he's been able to go on and achieve.
No, that's right, Chook. As you covered, 80 AFL games, 143 goals, an SANFL premiership and the Ken Farmer medalist. And on top of all that, a good bloke as well.
He is one of the greats. So got a baby on the way, engaged, so
all
happening, a baby boy as well.
But we're announcing that.
So I think we can announce that. So it's on Facebook, so I think we can announce it. But no doubt, Dan, with his coaching attributes, he'll have the footy in the hand very, very early.
Before he can walk. Chookie. Last one. We're only going to go with 2 today because it's been a big 2 weeks, but this one is massive. You know, we're all about these girls, and we're a bit slow to the party because we didn't have a show last week, but we better mention them. The Thunderbirds. They obviously took out the premiership or the championship, the Super Netball Championship. This year, Chook, 60-59 over the New South Wales Swifts in overtime, if you don't mind.
Yeah, massive effort from the Thunderbirds, and I like the Swifts song post-game, so they obviously didn't get to sing it in the granny, but
which is good.
Good tune.
Yeah, it's good we didn't get to hear it, Chookie, because the Thunderbirds, it was all them. Eleanor Cardwell, MVP, goal attack, 31 from 33 attempts, Chook. Shamira Sterling, the goalkeeper, 3 big intercepts. Goalkeepers and fullbacks, they never get enough recognition. She's a star. Taylor Williams in centre, she's actually a sports nutritionist for AB Performance Nutrition. They consult out of Peak, so she's a homegrown talent and a good player as well. And our girl Lucy Austin, just fitting, I think, last goal of the game for the Thunderbirds, if you don't mind. She was a little bit quieter this week. She didn't quite have the impact, but she's a star and topped it off with the last goal of the game. 60-59, and talk about topping it off. Next year, we're hosting the grand final.
Well, Mally does it again, doesn't he? With another massive sporting event coming to South Australia. We watched this on the big screen at the Lakes Hotel at a pub down west, and having a few beers after footy, and the place was erupting as the netball was going on, and blokes, everyone cheering for the Thunderbirds, and you might not have seen that in past years.
Nah.
And, to see the pub. They were blowing the roof off the place, and everyone celebrated very hard. And big shout out to Riz Riley Craig, my team manager down at Woodville West Torrens, works at the Thunderbirds, and he's still partying on the win. So
good.
They've had a big couple of weeks, the Thunderbirds, which is excellent to see.
Nah, well done everyone involved, Chook. Yeah, like you said, it's just got a bit of a buzz around netball at the minute. I don't know if it is because we're winning or the game's just growing very nicely, and hopefully it goes to another level, and we will be at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, I reckon, Chook. We might book that one in to watch the grand final next year.
I'm all for it.
We've got to be there.
Hopefully Thunderbirds playing it.
Yeah.
If not, I hope the Swifts are.
Yes. But nonetheless, well done Malinauskas. I'm sure he was involved with that as well. Well done the Thunderbirds and Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide for sponsoring the show each and every week. We'll be back to digest another week in BLG footy.
Yeah, well done, Brad. A fantastic instalment of the Feel Good Fill Up. And I tell you, there's a name stiff to miss a mention.
Yeah, sorry, I can't mention them all, Chook. We're on a tight time schedule.
But Jim Brady also made his return to footy since his under-15s captaincy days.
Yeah.
We keep bringing him up, but he played his first game back on the weekend, got best on ground.
Yeah, as the emergency, as the super sub. He wanted to keep a little bit of a lid on it this week until the big game in a couple of weeks.
But he's had a run, they were very short. I did even get the message, are you able to play this week?
Yeah.
No, but no, good to see Jim back on the park as well. So, talking about being back on the park, Barossa footy was alive and well on the weekend, Brad.
Wasn't it?
Game 1, Barossa District, 12-9-81, defeating Tanunda 8-14-62. Good win from the Dogs.
Yeah, Chook, they get it done again, Barossa, but Tanunda made them work for it. Barossa started well, 5 goals to 0 goals at quarter time, and then obviously Tanunda have just grinded back all day from there to make them earn it. Some wayward kicking for Tanunda there, obviously 8-14. They'll be, they'll be working on that midweek. Good to see Ozzie McDonald back playing some footy as well. He's such a good young lad, works hard and very skillful with that left foot. He back from concussion after a while out. For their best, Barossa, Brendan Dew, Ozzie McDonald that we mentioned, and Lee Riswick with goals there to Riswick 4, Shillabeer 2, and our boy Damo Nangle with 2. Now, Chook, this should have its own segment, the battle for the goal kicking for the competition. Riswick and Shillabeer now equal on 31, 6 ahead of the next.
Yeah, wow. So, you're thinking?
Massive.
Club could be divided over who they're going to kick.
Yeah, I reckon, Chook. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to follow, and it's good for media, isn't it?
It'd be nice to know who Barossa's third leading goal kicker is and how many with.
Yes, that's right. We'll look into that. I'm sure we could get that done. Tanunda best, Calhoun, we know how good he is. Ashton Steiner, the young fella, and Rune Guilfoy. Goals there to Jared Trainer. He's one that features on the goal kickers a lot. He started strong early in the year. May 2 and Calhoun 2 as well.
Good to see.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, Brad, and Sammy Calhoun leading the way last week, and the coach is back playing really good footy, and he's healthy and on the park, which is good to see. And to clarify again, he doesn't pick the best players, does he? No. We're not sure. Not sure. Second game of the round, Chook. Williston 11-8-74, defeated by South Gawler 7-11-113. Williston best there, Holloway, Lehman and Clinch with goals to Earlham 4, if you don't mind. Lehman 3, South best, Steve Burton. I think that's 3 best on grounds in a row. We gave him a little pump up a few weeks ago about how fit and strong he's looking, and 3 best on grounds top it off. Cody Gilchrist, the tall young forward,
and Matt Norman third best. Goals for South, the multiples, Barch 3, Benison 3, Whitworth, Gilchrist, Fenwick and Burton all 2. Is common what we do see with South, Chook.
Yeah, well, 6 multiple goal kickers is impressive, and you want an even spread so that clubs can't just go, we're going to shut down one player, and that's what South give each and every week. Both teams wore Indigenous Guernseys on the weekend as well, which looked phenomenal. That, you know, really, really good to see the clubs getting around it, and both clubs do a great job at it, and looked like a spectacle on the day. And yeah, a good scoreline and good game of footy, high scoring, local derby. I think good all-round game of footy, that one, Brad.
That's right, Chook. Williston's still sitting in 4th spot. They've got a few injuries at the minute as well, so hopefully they can get a number of those back towards the pointy end of the year, because we know when they come into finals, they can give it a real hot shake. Norman as well, we better give him a shout out. 3rd best on his birthday as well. Matt Norman, how good's that?
And recently engaged.
Yes, he is as well. Another breaking news for us, Chooky. Yes. 3rd game of the round, Anguston 9-6-60, defeated by Newry in a close one, 9-9-63. Anguston best, Ben Anthony, Miles and Harvey. Their goals, Anthony 4 and Tuckwell 2. Newry best, Fallon, Scott Bentley and Aaron Laverty, with goals there to James Bentley 3 and Scott Bentley 2 for Newry, Chook.
Yeah, what a local derby that one is, and very much a rivalry there between Newry and Anguston, and 2 teams that like to play hard and tough footy. And you know, we've been unsure on where Anguston are at. We've said they're young and new coach in Hads, and they're going to take time and build a system. And they gave Newry a real scare on the weekend. That's
right, Chook. We keep talking about how good they are. They just keep letting them slip just like this. But hopefully they take that into, well, I shouldn't say next year. They'd probably still mathematically a decent chance for the finals. But every week that goes by, it's getting that little bit tougher for them. So, but they're a good quality side, some good people. So hopefully they build nicely. They were actually up at every break. That's a fun fact for you, Chook. And Newry, just the experienced heads, get it done with a 4-goal 4 to 2-goal 1 last quarter to come over by 3 points. Yeah, well, it's just experience for them, and they'll take the positives out of that and leading at the breaks and just get to finish that work, but that'll come. They're on the right path. That's right, and we better mention as well, Kyle Jenner, the player coach, we know how good he is. He actually injured his neck in the game. A little bit of a nasty one, but fingers crossed, starting to hear some reports that he hopefully has avoided anything real major. But all the best to you, Alfie. Hopefully see you back soon. Very soon. We love Alfie at the show, don't we? Yeah, no, he's a good fella. Last game of the round, Freeling 13-11-89 defeated Kapunda in another close one, Chook, 12-11-83. Freeling best, your boy Joel Cochran, Koshel and Tyler. Cochran 4 goals, Ross 3, Tyler 2 and Heinrich 2. Kapunda best, Wyatt Ryan, he loves the best on ground, doesn't he, Chook? He's a star. Mitch Parr and Greenshields for Kapunda as well. Goals there, Aish 3, Ryan 3, Robinson 3 and Greenshields 2. Big day. Fantastic game. Good to see Jolly Cochran with 4 as well. Obviously played a lot of very good footy at Div 1. Level as well. Shout out Boat Deck Cafe, which he owns in Mawson Lakes. Beautiful establishment. Lovely. Also, so good to see him hit the scoreboard and playing really good footy for Freeling. And I think I backed him in 3 weeks in a row, Brad, and 3 on the trot for the Redlegs. They are flying, Chook, Freeling. They've built. This was coming. We warned everyone a couple of years ago. They've been building nicely. To the point where, and this has probably snuck up on a lot of people, they're actually 1 game outside the top 4. It's fantastic. Definitely good for us to talk about as well, because it's giving us a lovely little storyline to follow, especially when they come up against Williston in 4th spot in 3 weeks' time. That should be a cracker. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to momentum's a big thing in footy, Brad. We all know that. That's right. 3 wins in a row. Morale just starts to lift, and the energy starts to change, and start to believe, and who knows what Freeling can do over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, especially when you start getting around teams, they seem to they play a bit taller, don't they? I hope so. I'll take it. Nah, it's fantastic, Chook. But I look forward to digesting what's to come next week. We'll get to that in the next segment, won't we? We will. We're going to have a quick break. Thank our sponsors, and come back with our tips and predictions for the upcoming round. Thanks again to all of our sponsors that help us go to air each and every week here at the Benchwarmers.
Before we have a look at round 12, we're going to have a quick look at the ladder. And Brad, it's hotting up in the middle part of this ladder. It looks very exciting, but at the top you've got South, who are now sitting 10-0 for the season.
Yeah, they're flying, Chook. The youngsters for South are getting it done. We know how good some of the senior boys are that have been around for a few years, but it's those youngsters that have come in and really surprised a few. They're flying. So they're 10-0. Barossa, a couple games behind that in second on 16 points, level with Newry on 16. Fourth is Williston on 10 points, and this is where it gets interesting, Chook. Williston on 10 points, Gawler Central on 8, and Freeling on 8. We knew it would be tight, but we probably didn't think we were going to be discussing some of those names.
We did not at all, because, and even when you look at the ladder, and it's probably where the gap in the competition is at the moment. Yeah. Gawler Central's 2 weeks ago got beaten by 160 points or whatever it was to South Gawler, and they're a game out of finals. And I know there's been a few comments, it must be a tough year at Gawler Centrals, but if you look at the ladder, they're actually they're a position out of the finals. That's
right, Chook. It'll be interesting to follow. And below that, we've got Angaston 4 points, Tanunda 4 points, and Kapunda struggling on 2 points as well.
Yeah, well, I think Angaston and Tanunda will be the ones that are disappointed. They're probably, I feel, from my knowledge of the league, feel like they're probably better sides than Gawler Central and Freeling, if I'm being honest. But you got to win the games of footy, and Gawler Centrals and Freeling have done just that and won enough games to be in the position they are. And I think you got a really exciting opportunity coming up with Williston. The other top 3 set. In what order? I think it'll just be Barossa and Newry that could flip around depending on percentage at the moment. But the Williston Gawler Central Freeling battle for 4th is going to be a really exciting one. I assume Williston will win it. I feel like they're a better side, or a much better side, but you never know, Brad.
That's right, Chook. You do never know until it happens, but in 3 weeks we will be watching that one closely, Williston, when they take on Freeling. But for now, we'll look to round 12, Chook. First game of the round, Newry take on your boys, Freeling.
Yeah, spoke about momentum in footy, Brad, and spoke about Freeling and the run that they're on. However, I feel like Newry, very class outfit, that momentum might come to a bit of a halt for the Redlegs this week.
That's right, Chook. They are flying, getting it done for Freeling, but we know how good Newry are, and they always seem to do just enough when it counts, I suppose, Newry. So, I will go Newry as well this week.
Yeah, the Rovers, they will get it done at home as well, Brad. You always got to take them at Newry Oval. The next game, Brad, Kapunda taking on Williston. Yeah,
massive one, Chook. I think Williston will be too strong. There's a lot to play for them. For Kapunda, it's probably just about being competitive and trying to get as much as they can out of these last few rounds of the year.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking to people from the club, they're already looking at their recruiting next year and that as well, which is kind of what you got to do this time of year as it sits anyway. I'm with you. I'm going to go the Donny Brooks and Hers' boys to get it done. Next game, Brad, this is going to be a belter. South Gawler taking on Barossa.
Yeah, 2 class outfits here, Chook. The 2, obviously, the top of the table clash as it sits at the minute. This one is at South. I think South are flying, and you'd be brave to tip against them. Will you?
No, I won't. I'll go South 11-0 as well. I think that'll be, the result. Last game, Brad, Tanunda v Gawler Centrals, a big one for Gawler Centrals.
Yeah, another interesting one, Chook. Obviously, Gawler Centrals, lots to play for, as we touched on. We're probably saying these 2 teams are very close ability-wise. Central sitting obviously quite a bit above them on the ladder. I think this will be a really close one. I think Tanunda may get it done.
I'm on the fence to this one.
Yeah.
I am on the fence. I need some status updates on some injuries at Gawler Centrals, but I think there's a couple that
still a handful important ones
that might not be back this week. So I'm with you. I'm going to go the Pies and Muffins boys to get it done. So boring week, but
me and you agreeing on everything.
But, I think it's going to be a great game. Hopefully the Tigers can get it done, but I think Maggies might get it done up.
No, that's right, but it's made us scratch the head about it, hasn't it? It should be a close one.
Which I'm looking forward to seeing as well, Brad. Thank you for your efforts tonight, Brad.
Thanks, mate. And you got some big news for us.
I do. Obviously, we have the grand final luncheon each and every year up at the Nixon Centre in Gawler, promoting the Barossa Light and Grand Final. So that'll be on again this year, Brad. Not only will we have both the players from both clubs representing playing in the grand final, but our special guest this year is going to be Kane Cornes. So great to get a man very well in the media, very polarising with his opinion pieces and that. And he's taken the time to head out to Gawler and chat to us all and enlighten us with a few stories. And I'm looking forward to get to the hot topics in footy at the moment, as well as his journey. So that's going to be a great one, Brad.
That'll be lovely, Chook. That'll be a show not to be missed. You and Kane going head to head on stage. That'll be something else. This year, though, Chook, I didn't actually get to enjoy and loosen the shoulders last year because I was playing the next day, but I'm really looking forward to settling into that and supporting the bar, I suppose, Chook.
Yes, retirement looks good on you, Brad. So
Thanks.
I am looking forward to you being there and able to nestle in, and then we'll be here later on in the night to enjoy ourselves as we are every year. So more information to come. Tickets will go on sale end of this week, and get along. It's going to be a great day. It always is.
Yes, no, don't miss it. Don't miss it.
No, thank you to all of our sponsors and everyone at the show. Good luck with playing footy this week. If you're interested, buy your tickets to the show as well. And we'll see you all next week for another show.